It is Sunday night, so it's time for a little encouragement. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, this lovely little derby here, um, I'm wearing it because it's National Hat Day, as I found out because from Kim or Sue's post. So I'm wearing it, and it's late on Sunday, and you know, I just late, and my hair's wet. So that's the other reason I'm wearing my hat. Like that, I like that. It's on this side. Oh, it's on this side. I got this hat 2 years ago, I think, at the Downton Abbey exhibition. I loved it. I love hats, and I don't get to wear them enough, so I thought I'd wear it so, for fun, and because my hair's wet. So I just want to go and give you a little bit of Sunday night encouragement. I mean, this is super wild card weekend for the NFL. For those of you who don't follow football, it's playoffs, and it's super wild card weekend. And the first three games were won by the home teams, and the fourth game was actually won by the visiting team. And so let's see. I won't know until late tomorrow night if everybody that I picked won, but so far, all the teams I picked to win have won. That wasn't necessarily who I wanted to win. There was actually one game I did not want. I picked Buffalo over Miami, even though I was pulling for Miami. And they were so close. And that's kind of where my encouragement is about. Because for those of you that don't know football, and those of you who do, you'll understand this more, but there are rookie quarterbacks playing in the wild card weekend this weekend. There are 8 quarterbacks. There are 8 who are under the age of 28, and 7 of those 8, it's their first time in the playoffs. And they're doing fantastic jobs. I mean, like the quarterback for Miami, third string quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, third string quarterback. Niners won, Miami did not. But it was this close. And he's only played in 3 games. So, and there's in the game that's going on right now, which is Cincinnati and the Ravens, they're the quarterback they have. He's not a rookie, but he was an undrafted quarterback. That means that when he came out of college, nobody picked him. Nobody. So it's amazing what these guys can do. And so they took their role as being backup quarterback. I mean, like I heard one guy say, most people would kill to be in my position, to be the backup quarterback. Because, one, they're playing a game that they have loved playing. They're making a ton of money to sit in the background. And there's always the chance that they'll get in. And now so that's happened for them. And they're doing these fantastic, getting the opportunity to show their skills. But in some cases, they've sat back and waited a long, long time. I'm not a Seahawks fan, but Geno Smith, the Seahawks, I remember when he played for the Jets and the Giants. And then he sat for 7 years as a back. He started for the Jets. Started for the Jets. And then he was a backup quarterback for the last 7 years. 7 years. Until this year. And this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for them, meaning they weren't supposed to win anything. And they ended up in the playoffs. So, you know, it goes to show you that you can do whatever you want to, but maybe not right away. You know, maybe you have to play, you know, they're playing kind of a longer game. They weren't saying, okay, I've got to do this by, you know, the first week of the first month of the season, or I've got to do this season. And they didn't come in when it was finally time for them to get their number called. They didn't go, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? I'm playing against this huge team in front of these thousands of people. This is too nerve-wracking. I can't handle it. They may have done that for a couple of plays, maybe even a quarter, but then they got over it and they kept playing. Because football is a 60-minute game. And for those of you who don't follow, you can do great in the first quarter or the first half even and blow it. Last night, the Jaguars came back. It was 27 to 7, right? And the Jags came back and won it, 32-31. and Jags were the ones that had 7. So it's absolutely amazing what can happen if you keep persevering, if you keep trying, if you keep moving the ball forward. And so often in life in general, in business, in our workplaces, in our relationships, everything, and in our money, in our finances, we start thinking that as soon as we fall backwards, that's it. I'm done. When you do something restrictive like a diet, or like trying to say I'm only going to spend this amount of money, or I'm going to save this much, I'm going to do this, and you fall backwards, you think it's over and you're done with. Now here's the thing though. With so much in life, when we decide that we're going to move forward, I'm going to do this, even if it's setting a resolution, which I don't do anymore. I used to, but I don't. Or you're going to start donating, or you're going to start paying yourself 10% of whatever comes out. You're going to start take your salary, whether you're in a 9 to 5 or you're an entrepreneur, you're going to take 10% of everything and put it into some other account and save it. First thing, very first thing, before you pay your bills, before you do anything. What's going to happen is that you're going to start doing that. And the first time, it's probably going to be easy. It's so easy, I can do this. Second, third, fourth time, it's going to come up and something's going to slam you and you're going to go, I can't do it anymore. That is the universe testing you. Okay? The universe, God, whatever you choose to call a higher power, you're being tested. We're always being tested because it's kind of like, do you really want this? I just want to make sure. And think of it as if you have kids and they want something, and something really expensive, you might do a couple of things. You might find a place that you can buy it with a guarantee that you can return it. I know somebody who did that. Her kids wanted I guess they were little like dirt bikes, and they had a 90-day return policy, and they told them, said, take it home, try it for 90 days. If they don't want it, bring it back. She took them both back. She had 2 kids. She took them both back because they played with them religiously for the first month. And after that, they sat. So she took them back. Another thing, so you can try to find some place that'll let you buy it and then take it back. Another thing you can do is maybe find somebody who has one and see if you can borrow it for a little while. Or go to a garage, go looking for it in a garage sale or a marketplace or someplace where you can find it much less expensive than it would be if you bought it brand new. Because I gotta tell you something else. Middle class buys brand new. That's why so many commercials on television are geared toward the middle class, because that's who buys things brand new. The lower socioeconomic groups, they don't buy things brand new because they don't have the money for it. Okay? Because of their own mind things. So that's another story, but that's where they buy. Your wealthy oftentimes don't buy brand new because they know what's going to happen. The second you take that car off the car lot, it just dropped in half. They may buy some clothes off the brand new, but a lot of that even they buy secondhand, because if it's only going to be something they wear once, why bother? So think about these things that you're doing that are actually hurting your finances. Know that, like I said, know that you are going to be tested and prepare for it. But if you go ahead and do it, you're paying yourself the 10%, you get tested, but you still manage to pay yourself 10%, it's going to get easier. A couple of months down the road of you continuing to do it while you're like, oh, I can't believe I can't. Oh, this hurts. I'm not sure I should do this. It's going to get easier. The money's going to show up. Look at what you're spending. Are you spending money on things that do not take you towards your goals? Are you going out and buying a brand new piece of furniture that you don't even have room for in your house just because you looked at it and you thought, oh, that's pretty? And then you got home and went, oh, it doesn't match anything I have. It doesn't go with my house. And it certainly doesn't go toward my goals of getting a new house or moving someplace bigger. Take it back. Another thing, this is like a side note. You can call fast food places. If they mess up your order in the drive-thru, you can call them and tell them, and they will put your name on a list. It's in the computer, so that the next time you come in, and it's usually within 30 days or something that you have to go back in, and they'll give you your new meal. So, I mean, I was talking to somebody about, because I had gotten a meal the other night and I'm gluten-free, and they messed up my order. They did not, hi, bye. They did not give me a gluten-free order. They totally messed it up. It was supposed to be a grilled chicken sandwich with a gluten-free bun. I got a fried chicken sandwich with a regular bun, also with a gluten-free bun, oddly enough. So I called them, and I'd been to a funeral that day. I was starving because I had not been able to eat at the funeral meal. I had not been able to eat. So I was starving, and I got home after driving through the drive-thru, and my meal was messed up. And it was 5 o'clock, which meant I had to go out in 5 o'clock traffic if I wanted to get something else. And I didn't have anything in the house to eat. So I called them, and they were like, just come back in. And I was telling that to a friend of mine. She's like, oh, that same place had messed up her meal like 2 weeks ago. And she was just like, I suffered through it. And I'm like, don't do that. I mean, fast food meals are not $2 anymore. They're not $1. You don't get change back from your dollar like you used to. They're oftentimes, it could be $8, $10. So call and get your correct meal. Especially, you're not gonna have to take it back because they're not gonna do anything with it. You can't take it back 30 days later anyway. So make sure you do that. And so that's just, the main thing I was going for was persevering and continuing on, and don't think that you have to do everything in the first month, the first 6 months, the first year. It's going to take time to grow your wealth. It took me 6 years to 10x my savings. It's taken 4 years to nearly quadruple that savings. And I wasn't trying. The 4 years, I wasn't focusing on trying to quadruple it. But once you start building it, compound interest is a beautiful thing. And when it's working for you. And that's what happened, is it started working for me, and it's like, oh my goodness. It's kind of like you don't go for a touchdown when you're on your own 10-yard line. That's 90 yards for those of you that don't know football. You go for the next first down, which is 10 yards. It's so much easier to go for the little 10-yard things than it is to go for 90. And so many of us in business, and I'm totally guilty of this, so many of us in business don't want to do the little 10-yard increments. We want to go for the whole shebang right away. So take your time, back it up, break down, write down everything that you do if you need to, and break down what you can get rid of for now, what's set for later. Have a little parking lot in your journal for ideas that you're going to do later, but not now, because you can't do everything at once. And it's the same thing with your finances. And since this is money mindset, that's what I really want to focus on, is put aside a small amount. If you can't do 10%, ask yourself, how much money, how much of my income can I put away right now? If it's only 1%, then that's what you start with. If it's only $1, then that's what you start with. If you want to buy stock and you can only afford to buy 1 share of stock in something, that's what you start with. Yes, you can buy 1 stock. You can buy 1 share of stock. And just as a suggestion, when you buy in stocks, this was the best advice ever given to me. When you buy stocks, buy something you use. Because if you use it and you know other people that use it, that's going to be a stock that you continue to grow with. If you're buying something that you don't know anything about, you just don't know. So there you go. That's my encouragement. And that's also means so breaking it down, keep persevering, keep plugging along, take the baby steps, 10-yard increments, because those 10-yard increments, those little baby steps, result in touchdowns, result in giant steps, giant leaps for all mankind. Because I know that when you have money, you're going to make the world a much better place for everybody, because you're taking those giant steps for all of humankind. Okay? So, have a great night, and I'll see you. I'm going to see you Tuesday, but I may also see you another day this week. In fact, I will see you another day this week, because I'm going to do a Q&A. How about, I'm not sure what day. I'll know more tomorrow. Probably Thursday. I'm thinking Thursday. Thursday sounds like a good day to do a Q&A. But I'll let you know for sure. So, talk to you later. Have a great night. Bye-bye.